Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Friday the 13th, June 13th, of course, 2014. If you're superstitious, today is probably not your best day. Aside from the fact that it's Friday the 13th, you have a full moon. It's also going to be pretty cruddy out with showers and thunderstorms, and the thunderstorms this evening could be rather strong as a cold front moves through the region. But a bit of good news, some good luck. This weekend, absolutely beautiful once again. So if you have plans for this upcoming weekend, going to the beach, going to a ball game, whatever, well, the weather cannot get any better than what's on the way for tomorrow and for Sunday. But first we have to get through today. Right now we have winds from the east around 5 to 15 miles per hour. This is a perfect setup for conditions ahead of a warm front. You can see over portions of the Delmarva and over Virginia, temperatures are in the lower to mid 70s with a nice southerly wind. Over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s in the New York City metropolitan area and upper 60s to lower 70s over the Philadelphia metropolitan area. And what we basically have in place right now is a marine air mass with the wind coming right off the Atlantic Ocean. What's supposed to happen, and the keyboard here is supposed to, is this warm front is going to drive northward this morning with periods of showers, some of them heavy already over portions of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, over portions of Connecticut this morning. So this warm front is going to drive northward and allow temperatures to spike this afternoon into the upper 70s to lower 80s in the New York City metropolitan area and lower to mid 80s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. And that's supposed to help stabilize the atmosphere and thus lead to the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms this evening. So let's break down this forecast and take a look at what the players are. So on the surface map, here's our warm front with our area low pressure over Virginia approaching Washington, D.C. This low pressure system is expected to lift northward with this warm front as this high pressure system that is supporting the backdoor cold front and the marine air mass gives away. See, the idea is that this high pressure system shifts east, winds shift from the southeast to the south, allowing this warm front to race northward this morning, and so we get periods of rainfall as it's doing so. This cold front will march through this evening. Now you can see there's not much in the way of any type of stationary boundary here. This cold front is on the move and is supported by a strong upper level disturbance, so there won't be any delay in this cold front. It will march through this evening with showers and thunderstorms. The question is whether these thunderstorms will be elevated, thus primarily a heavy rain event, or whether the atmosphere destabilizes enough to support severe thunderstorms. So what is the key factor here? Well, first take a look at the radar. You see all this heavy rain? This is associated with the warm front. This boundary right here is the end of the lifting at the mid-levels in the atmosphere. That's why you're seeing this edge of the rainfall here, but your warm front is down here. So what's happening is that at the mid-levels, that warm air is marching northward, not much is stopping it, and as a result, you're getting much of this heavy rain over portions of northeastern Pennsylvania, western New Jersey, and starting to approach the New Jersey coast and moving towards the New York City metropolitan area. So the mid-morning hours, up through the mid-morning hours, is going to be rather wet throughout the region. As you head further south, the rainfall will end, and then it gets interesting. And let me show you why on the visible satellite picture. You see, this is the most current one. Yep, it's updated to the most current one. And why am I showing you this? You see these breaks right here in the visible satellite picture? This is going to be key. You see, you have all this overcast cloud cover, and basically you have that boundary of what's left of the marine air mass right here. And what's happening is that as this warm front is lifting northward, it should allow that marine air mass to get kicked out. So as it's getting kicked out, some of these clouds will break up. Now, if the clouds break up, the atmosphere destabilizes ahead of this cold front, which leads to the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms. So if you see sun this afternoon in your location, especially around 2, 3 o'clock, the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms this evening dramatically increases. If it stays cloudy, kind of like what we have right now, because this marine air mass puts up a heck of a fight, then it's more of a heavy rain threat, not much in the way of strong to severe thunderstorms, but really pretty much a heavy rain threat with localized flash flooding and very poor visibility this evening. Basically from 5 p.m. on is when you're at the threat of either very heavy rainfall or the strong to severe thunderstorms. On the water vapor satellite picture, you can see not much is stopping this cold front. This is one strong dynamic little upper level disturbance here that is marching through the plains and marching through the Great Lakes, should I say, and heading towards the Ohio River Valley and eventually towards the northern Mid-Atlantic. The timing is for this evening. So again, perfect timing for the rush hour, which is going to be absolutely outstanding, unfortunately. So the evening rush hour is not going to be pretty with these showers and thunderstorms moving through, especially towards the later end of the rush hour period. As this cold front is marching through, what concerns me is you see this dry air right here? You see, that's going to allow the atmosphere to really destabilize. So these thunderstorms likely are going to feature, if you get some clearing, very heavy rainfall, obviously, wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, some hail, and frequent lightning. The good news is that there really isn't much in the way of wind shear. There will be a strong wind, I guess you'd call it a jet streak, okay, at the mid-levels of the atmosphere that's going to support the strong wind gusts. But the winds are generally uniform in nature, so I don't think there's going to be any threat for any type of tornadic activity. But clearly a threat for a strong wind gust will be present this evening with this cold front and with this disturbance moving through. Again, the good news is that once this clears out this evening, tomorrow and Sunday, absolutely beautiful until we get our next setup for next week, which should be warm, humid, almost hot and humid, and a constant threat for showers and thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the GFS model guidance from the Penn State UWall website. So this afternoon, the warm front is expected to lift northward. Notice the high pressure system is a little bit further east, so you get more of a southerly flow. So again, showers on through late this morning, and then we should see some clearing. The more sunshine you see, the better threat for thunderstorms this evening. Now, when we forecast towards this evening, when we move towards this evening, here comes that cold front moving through with showers and thunderstorms. Again, the strongest thunderstorms will feature very heavy downpours, frequent lightning, hail, wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. Not very good conditions to be driving in this evening. So if you want to stay home, tonight's a good night to stay home. Go out the rest of the weekend, stay home, watch a movie at home, order in a pizza, but don't go out in this weather with these showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures this afternoon will rise into the upper 70s to lower 80s along the New York City metropolitan area, lower to mid 80s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Tonight, temperatures will fall into the lower to mid 60s for lows. For tomorrow, high pressure builds in by tomorrow morning with clearing skies. Scattered cloud cover by tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to continue on through Sunday with very comfortable weather conditions and high pressure right over the region. Temperatures this weekend will range from the lower to mid 60s for lows, a few upper 50s over the interior, and high temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s on Saturday and lower to mid 80s on Sunday. Absolutely beautiful, so go out there and enjoy the weather this weekend, of course, after visiting NY and JPA weather. Now, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have a change in the 500 millibar pattern. It's a short change because the pattern in the North Atlantic is kind of reloading, and that's going to allow a ridge to build from the southeast into the northern Mid-Atlantic. The problem is that it doesn't build completely, and you get these disturbances diving south from the Great Lakes towards the northern Mid-Atlantic, which is where we live. And these disturbances, like this one right here and this one here, are going to touch off showers and thunderstorms each afternoon. Almost any time of the day, really, but the best potential will be in the afternoon and evening when the atmosphere is the most unstable. Now, through this pattern from Monday on through Friday, temperatures are going to be hot. We're looking at low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, upper 70s to lower 80s on Long Island. There is even a potential for some lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley if we get enough sunshine in the afternoon hours. So definitely a hot and humid week on the way. Unfortunately, there's also going to be a threat for a shower and thunderstorm almost at any time with this type of air mass because you're dealing with a hot, humid, unstable air mass with disturbances diving from the northwest, which leads to the threat for thunderstorms that feature very heavy downpours, frequent lightning, wind gusts over 50 miles per hour, hail, and even a threat for tornadoes because you're going to have more of a wind shear because winds at the surface will be from the southwest and winds at the upper levels will be from the northwest, and that creates a cyclonic flow in the vertical, which leads to the threat for tornadoes. Although very, very isolated, but still a threat. So next week we're going to be rather busy and rather uncomfortable with hot and humid conditions. The good news, I want to share as much good news as I can on Friday the 13th, is that the way that the pattern sets up, the strongest cold front clears through on Friday night, and by next weekend, we're back in a very comfortable weather pattern with, you guessed it, high pressure and control, low humidity, and temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s, possibly a few lower 80s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, but very comfortable for next weekend once again. The way this pattern is setting up, the weeks are horrible, the weekdays are horrible, the weekends are perfect. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.